What's up, y'all? It's Patrick. Welcome to our weekly practice. I have Carling joining me here today. She will be back on the channel soon. Before we begin this class, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment if you enjoy the experience. This will be a light flowing practice. Let's start on our backs and just do a little bit of core work to get things going in the body. So as you find your way onto the back, go ahead and step the feet up close to the hips. Take a few breaths here to just center yourself. Find a nice rhythm to your inhales, pauses, and exhales. And I want you to let this guide you through the practice today. All right, from here, hug the knees into the chest. And then lift your heart off the ground, lift your shoulders, lift your skull. And then reach the feet forward into your low boat pose. Go ahead and rise up into your high boat and lower. So we'll just take 5, open, close, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open into your low boat pose. Bring your hands behind the head. Right elbow towards left knee. And we'll just go for 10. So switch. 9, 8, 7, 6. Find your breath here. Be graceful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your legs forward. Reach your hands forward. Take the inhale. And on the exhale, slowly roll your spine back to the floor. Let your shoulders and head land. Step your feet close to the hips. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, press through the heels, driving your hips up towards the sky. Soft bridge pose. If you want to scoot the shoulders underneath the body a bit here, feel free. Try to lift the lower belly, pull the shins back, holding your space. And then exhale, release. Cross the ankles, roll forward, and come onto hands and knees. And as you get here, we'll come right into our cat-cow pose today. So lifting the heart on your inhales, pulling yourself forward. And on your exhales, rounding up and back in. So as you inhale, curve the chest out, creating space, lifting the heart. And on your exhale, round into your upper back body. Inhale, lift, lean the heart forward. And exhale, round in. You can go a little bit faster or a little bit slower here. If you're looking to create more engagement in the movement, in fact, let's all do this together for just 3 rounds. Go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the knees slightly, and then inhale, pull the chest through. And exhale, round into the upper back body. Inhale, pull the chest through. And exhale, round into the upper back body. Last one here. Inhale, pull the chest through, opening and lifting the heart. Exhale, round into the upper back body. Inhale, pull the chest through. And then drive your heels towards the floor as you lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you get there, be animalistic, bending the knees, bending the elbows, wiggling the shoulders around in space. Find a casual energy to moving your body. Feel a freedom in your movement, a freedom in your flow, and that's all becoming more available to you with conscious, aware breathing. From here, go ahead and inhale, roll forward into your plank pose. And exhale, roll back into your downward facing dog. One more like that. Inhale, roll forward into your plank pose. And exhale, roll back into your downward facing dog. We've done this in here a little bit recently. We're going to take a cross step to the top of the mat. So inhale, lift the right leg up. And on the exhale, step your right foot up to your left thumb. As it lands, lower the left knee down, rise onto your fingertips, and just inhale, lift the chest. Lean the left hip towards the back of the right heel and let yourself linger here for a moment. You can stay here just kind of enjoying the space. If you want to do some more activity, you can lift the left knee off the ground by tucking the toes. And just kind of lifting and lowering the left knee. And we're not going for any specific rep count here, just giving you the opportunity to move through this space on the first one. Bring length to the spine. You can also straighten the right leg up and back as Carling is doing. Be exploratory, right? This practice isn't necessarily meant to be strict. It's more about a freedom of movement and a simple connection to your breath. Wherever you are, go ahead and lift the left knee off the ground, plant the left hand down anywhere, and then roll to the outer edge of both feet. Twist and reach your right hand up to the sky. And I even like to take my right arm up and overhead here. If you want to widen your foundation, feel free. But again, you're being exploratory in the space that you're maneuvering through, the space that you're managing. So don't feel tied to an aesthetic. Just be kind of connected to your breath. On your exhale, right hand down to the floor. Both hands find their normal symmetrical position at the top of the mat, and then step your right foot to meet your left at the back of the mat. Let's switch sides straight away. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And on the exhale, step the left foot all the way to your right thumb. So you're finding that cross-body connection. Hop onto your fingertips, lower the right knee down, and take a few breaths here. One of my favorite things about this position at first is there's a really easy connection between right hip and left heel, meaning that it's easy to magnetize your right hip towards your left heel. Like that's 2 points on the map that go together very nicely. And so there's an easy tracking. So you just gently begin to open your front right hip. And then from here, if you would like, you can tuck the right toes and lift the right knee up, just kind of bouncing the right knee a few times here. Again, you can make this as dramatic as you would like. So you notice Carling's moving through the same straightening of the leg. All I want you to focus on here is being symmetrical. Right? So you're finding a nice, easy flow in your exploration of the self. Maybe you notice little details about the practice, like when you lift your right knee, does your left knee want to move back towards your right toes? Wherever you are here, go ahead and lift the right knee off the floor, driving through your right heel. Plant your right palm down flat and roll to the outer edge of both feet. From here, stretch the left arm up towards the sky, maybe over the head. It could potentially even find a home on the floor up above your right hand in some capacity. I just want you to be interested, right? Be connected to this space. Be mindful of how you're moving through the rib cage, how you're moving through the side body. And then on your exhale, bring both hands back to the floor. Push the palms down flat and step back into your downward facing dog. To bring some symmetry into our movement, be as dramatic as possible as you wave your body forward into plank pose, bending the knees to start the engine, to shoot yourself forward, and then wave yourself back in space. One more time, just like that. Keep that energy flowing. Sweep forward. And then roll back. All right, we're going to add a little flow into our cross step. So from here, I want you to lift your right leg up to the sky and think that the right foot is stepping more towards the direct middle of your mat. So not necessarily left, not necessarily right, directly to the middle. From here, keep your left knee lifted. Reach your hands up towards the sky. So it's as if you're at lunge on a tightrope. And then from here, pull your hands through heart center. Lean out in towards your half moon pose. So your right shoulder is leading the way, lengthening through the right skull as you lift the left foot up. From here, imagine that everyone always wants to say fire hydrant, but what about like a nice track hurdle or a moving box to the left corner of the mat? You're going to swing the left leg around. It's almost as if we're going to give each other a foot high five. We're in range of it, but I don't think, your leg is long enough. And then from there, just swing right back to where you came from. So take the left leg long and around. Use your arms in any way to counterbalance you. Find your lunge. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. As you get back to downward facing dog, inhale, lift the left leg up. And on the exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. So try and be as perfectly center as possible. Rise into your high lunge. Inhale, lifting the heart. On your exhale, pull your hands to heart center. Lead with the left shoulder through the skull. Take yourself out into Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon pose. Remember to lift through the top of the right foot. This is the longest we'll linger in this shape. And then sweep the right foot around your imaginary obstacle to the right side of the mat as best you possibly can. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. Good. I wish my foot was that high. And then swing your right leg all the way back around. It'll get there in time. However much time, who knows? Use your hands to support you as much as needed. Find your lunge. Try to land on that tightrope. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back into your downward facing dog. And then inhale, wave yourself forward into plank pose. And slowly lower onto your belly. As you get there straight away, locust pose. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the legs, stretch through the fingers behind you, finding your elevation, taking a nice deep breath. Bring your hands in front of your shoulders as you point the toes back. Plant the palms. Inhale, rise directly into your upward facing dog. And then exhale, cruise back into downward facing dog. So you know the flow we're going through. Find as much rhythm in it as possible. Inhale, lift the right leg up. On the exhale, right foot directly in between the hands, walking the tightrope. Inhale, rise into your lunge. As your hands reach above, you bring the hands through heart center. Lean the right shoulder out as you drag the left foot off the floor to float, half moon. Swing the left leg around your imaginary obstacle, stretching the left foot forward. Kick to your highest point, and then swing your left foot directly back where it came from. Cruise through your half moon pose, and then land the left foot in your lunge. Rising in on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, downward, facing dog. As you get there, inhale, lift the left leg up. On the exhale, left foot lands directly in between the hands, best of your ability. Inhale, rise into high lunge. On your exhale, hands through heart center. Lean the left shoulder out as you begin to really straighten the right leg and feel it elevate, levitating off the floor in Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. Take your right leg over the obstacle to the right side of the mat. Maybe you actually have an obstacle there. Maybe it's a couch. Straighten the right leg out in front of you. And then sweep the right leg back in space. Finding your float, try to stay as long as possible through your left side waist, challenging your balance, and then land in your lunge. Inhale, rising up. And then exhale, hands to the floor. As the palms land, swing back into your downward facing dog, and then use that energy to spring you forward into your plank pose, lowering directly to the belly. As you get there, the work is the same. Locust pose, inhale to rise. Feel your shoulders magnetizing together, lifting you away from the floor. And then from here, bring your hands in front of your chest. Keep the feet lifted as you place the palms down. Push into the hands to lift up into your upward facing dog. On your exhale, wave back into downward facing dog. Last time through the sequence. Inhale, the right leg lifts. On the exhale, right foot directly in between the hands. Inhale, rise into your high lunge. On your exhale, hands through heart center, lean the right shoulder out, Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose, lifting through the inner arch of the right foot. Swing the left leg around the obstacle at the left side of the mat. The left leg can be bent or straight. Whatever way works, find your own personal battle to work through. And then swing the left leg back. Work the space that's interesting to you. Linger in the space that speaks to you. Find your lunge. Let my voice just be a simple guide for the places that you're moving through. On your exhale, hands to the floor. Step back downward. Facing dog. As your right toes land, drive into them to lift the left leg up. And then swoop the left foot in between the hands. As it lands, rise into your high lunge. Taking an inhale there. On your exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Lean the left shoulder out as you levitate the right foot off the ground. Finding your Ardha Chandrasana. Pull the right leg around your couch cushion, your kitchen table, whatever you're practicing next to. Finding the right leg straight in front of you, and then swing it back behind you, controlling into your Ardha Chandrasana. Stay long in the left side waist as you find half moon, and then step the right foot into your lunge position. Inhale, rising up, stretch through the fingers. On the exhale, hands to the floor. Wave yourself back into downward facing dog to wave yourself forward into your plank pose. Slowly lower all the way to the ground. As you land, locust pose. Inhale, lift the legs, lift the hands, lift the shoulders. Feel as though something is pulling your heels to the space you cannot see, and something is helping you lift your skull away from your shoulders. Bring your hands in front of the chest. Inhale, rise into your upward facing dog. Exhale, sweep back into downward facing dog. To bring us some balance is our closing bit of flow to Awakening Yoga Surya A's. Push into the palms, lift heels, bend knees, step or float feet to the outsides of your hands. As the feet land, sit into this symmetrical shape. Inhale, rise. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach your hands up above. Exhale, sit the hips all the way down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bent. Your Vinyasa, or always feel free to skip it, especially the push-up portion. We haven't played with that much today, although we definitely did in last month's core strengthening video, so you may want to check that out if you're looking for that type of action. Push into the palms, lift heels, bend knees. Last round here, step or float feet to the outsides of your hands. Inhale, rise into active squat. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, sit back down as you pull the hands through heart center. Inhale, hands to floor. Exhale, your Vinyasa, your movement, your breath. And in fact, let's just take one more because it feels good. Lift heels, bend knees. Step or float feet to the outside of the hands. Inhale, rise into active squat. Exhale, straighten legs. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, sit the hips down. Inhale, hands to the floor, elbows bend, and flow through it. As you get back into your downward facing dog this time, look to the top of the mat. Step or float through right onto your back. As you get there, set the feet down close to your hips. One bridge pose. So push down through the heels. Feel the shins pulling towards your hips. Scoot the shoulders underneath you. And just let yourself linger here. The hips are lifting. Your breath is consistent and stable. You feel a simple, easy connection to the space. Exhale, release. From here, take your right ankle above your left knee, reclined pigeon pose. Pull the left knee in towards the chest. If you're near a wall, you want to plant your left foot on the wall. Strongly recommend it. If not, catch the left shin with your hands and see if you can just get heavy through your hips as your right shin chases your collarbones. Feel the warmth and connection that you've built in your practice. Feel it flowing through your physical system. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Feel your heart pulsing against the floor, reminding you that you're here, that you're part of the present moment. From here, keep the legs exactly as they are, but release the hands so you can take an easy twist to your left. Right knee pointing up to the sky as the outer edge of the left knee finds the floor. Your right hand your left hand, can support the right knee lifting up towards the sky as you really begin to fill your right side body with breath. Let yourself overinflate the space. Feel the kindness in your breath, the softness and ease. And slowly return to center. That one feels good. You may want to linger a bit longer because we're just going over to the second side. So if these closing stretches feel really nice, by all means, of course, ignore me and do your thing, right? Because a lot of these closing spaces are just about you kind of moving through those lines of tension in your body. And for some of us, there's a bit more tension. If you haven't switched to your left side and you want to follow along, take your left ankle above your right knee and then pull your right knee in towards the chest as the hips get heavy. Left shin, reaching up towards your chin. Left ankle seeking your right shoulder. Big full breaths here. See if you can breathe with the same awareness here, or maybe even more awareness than when we were in flow. Some days, for me in my practice, I find it really easy to breathe in the flow, and some days I find it challenging. For whatever reason, my mind just isn't there. And then other days, I find it really easy to breathe in these more still positions. And other days, it's more challenging. Again, that's part of the reason we come to the mat every day. It's part of the reason we practice consistently. It's not just about, showing up. It's about showing up with a level of presence and awareness to see what's there. Take one more breath here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. And then take the twist. Dropping the left foot down towards the floor on the right side of your mat. Dropping the outer edge of the right knee down towards the floor. Give yourself the chance to linger. Fill your left rib cage with air, your left lung. Let it be seen. Let it fluctuate with every inhale and every exhale, the opening and the closing, the opportunity of the moment and the completion of the moment, the opportunity of the practice and the completion of the practice. And always remember that being here is phase one, showing up for it. Phase two is showing up with more consciousness, more awareness. Then we just keep evolving and growing from there. Doesn't matter how your practice looks, it just matters that you show up with, your greatest effort, your greatest capacity to seek consciousness, to seek an awareness, to seek a sense of self. Feel free to roll back to center if you want, or linger in the twist for a little bit longer. If there's any other closing poses that you would like to take, feel free to move into them now. Maybe happy baby or plow is a really nice place to go. I just want you to take a few breaths, closing the eyes, breathing with a sense of ease, with a sense of kindness. And as always, with a sense of appreciation for the moment. As always, y'all, it's such a pleasure to share space with you here on YouTube. I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.